I'm David, and this is my old buddy Caxton. Join us as we explore pet-friendly adventures, eateries, and getaways all over the USA. Pets Welcome Here is coming right up. This episode of Pets Welcome Here is brought to you by Walkabout Pet, Zeal Canada, Flinger's Dog Toys, and Noble Canine Food Bars. In this episode of Pets Welcome Here, we explore the pet-friendly, snow-covered peaks and pleasures of Aspen, Colorado. And then meet some special pets and their people as we discover the excitement of Austin, Texas. Pets are welcome year-round in Aspen, Colorado, be it sunny or snowy, or in our case, both. In fact, pets pretty much seem to be in charge, romping through the snow and forging their own trails through this exciting, wide-open space known as Wagner Park. There are several pet-friendly options for accommodations, but right across the street from the park, this one stood out as a perfect home base for our pet-friendly adventures.
It started off as Limelight Lodge, and now here we are, many, many moons later, still serving our local community as well as guests from all over the world. Dogs have become an extended part of our family. People travel with them, they don't want to be separated from them. We love that. We have pets, we love people to bring their pets. We have dog treats available at the front desk. We have little VIP dog tags for you. You get up to your room, we got dog beds, dog bowls. We have a huge dog park right across the street. You can literally walk outside the door and have plenty of room for your furry little friend to run around. If you come here, you don't necessarily have to worry about leaving your dog in the room while you're out experiencing what Aspen has to offer. You can take your pet along with you.
The Limelight is just a few blocks from the Silver Queen gondola, so all geared up and ready for an alpine experience, we headed up the Silver Queen to the peak of Aspen Mountain. Although dogs aren't allowed on the slopes for their safety, we met a few exceptions. Local heroes, both two-legged and four-legged.
So Mika is one of our avalanche rescue dogs.
Called Abby dogs.
Abby dogs.
Okay.
Yep, she's one of our Abby dogs. We get them right when they're a puppy.
What are you training them to do?
So we train them specifically to go and search debris piles, if they ever had to find people that could be buried under the snow.
And it's something that's fun for the dog.
It's not work for them, it's a game. And their goal is to get rewarded.
All right, so we're gonna put Mika to the test, right?
Yeah, we'll run her through a little drill. One of our ski patrollers is gonna crawl into a dog hole that we've dug.
Okay.
And we're gonna cover that hole. You ready to go to work? Search. And then when they're ready, Mika won't have seen where that hole is, and she's gonna start searching, and hopefully won't take more than a couple minutes, and she'll find our volunteer. It's good to test both the handler, myself, and the dog blind, so, because in a real life scenario, I wouldn't know where people are buried either. It's work for us and serious for us, but it's just fun for them.
You have a great dog there, you're doing great work here. And
We love the love.
bye, Mika. There are lots of outdoor adventures you and your furry family can share in winter. There are many cross-country skiing and snowshoe trails in Aspen where your dog can run happily along the trail with you. I gave cross-country a whirl on the nearby snow-covered golf course, and then journeyed a few miles out for a snowshoe hiking adventure through the rolling peaks filled with these iconic aspen trees, all connected through a single root system, and are fittingly the namesake of this beautiful town. Speaking of town, just a couple of blocks from the Limelight, you'll find a perfect little pet store that's been coming through for local and visiting dogs for decades.
The shop's been here for over 50 years. I bought it in 2000. I'm the fourth owner. You know, one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I own the local pet shop. I pack it with as much fun stuff as I can find. Everything in the store, you know, I handpicked it, so I really try to make sure I have what people are looking for and I fill all those needs.
Everything that little Flurry here needs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Back on the trails, if you and your dog are willing to take lessons, it's not hard to learn how to ski jor. It requires cooperation between you and your dog, and lucky for me, I found a local expert and his local ski joring companion, Willow, on the stunning Rio Grande Trail.
Here, it's two beating hearts and we're working together. It's almost like we're dancing together and you find your rhythm. And another cool thing is a lot of trails, such as the Rio Grande Trail where we are now, there are leash laws.
Okay.
And so this is pretty cool because you can go have fun and legally your dog is leashed.
And if people have some time, they're going to be in Aspen for a little bit. They want to learn ski juring.
Oh, yeah.
You can sometimes help them with that.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people that come here with their own dog will go out and do a lesson. I just lend out the equipment, and then I'll go out ahead of them with Willow, and we'll all go out and have fun.
I love it. Next time I'm in Aspen, I'm going to track you down and learn
Yeah,
this.
that's great.
Seth Saxon also runs the Aspen Animal Shelter, a no-kill shelter self-supported entirely by a pet boutique, grooming salon, and boarding kennel located within the shelter. What's neat, it's a little different from many of the shelters.
Yeah.
You're self-sufficient.
We're an animal center. So we have a boarding kennel, a pet shop, a grooming shop, an animal shelter, and we even have our nonprofit that we formed way back in the 90s to build this facility. Our intent originally was to dissolve, but we decided that we went from such a grassroots group to a well-oiled machine. We decided to keep the nonprofit alive, and now our nonprofit, Friends of the Aspen Animal Shelter, spays and neuters over 2,000 animals a year for free. Not only for our community, but we do work on the Navajo Indian Reservation and across the country. And what's even more beautiful, while a dog might come into the pet shop and buy a bag of food and support a homeless dog, that homeless dog that was supported by the dog then gets adopted, and it's supporting the next pet. So it just keeps feeding itself, no pun intended. It works.
Seth and Ross, our friend from the Rocky Mountain Pet Store, see each other as teammates instead of competitors, which is a great service to pets in need in the Aspen region. This pet tip is brought to you by Zeal Canada. Canadian-made, gently air-dried pet food for the nutrition of raw with the simplicity of dry. If you're like a lot of people, you know the benefits of feeding your pet a raw diet. But sometimes it can be a hassle with the freezer, the fridge, the prep time, the cleanup, and on vacation, it's really hard. So here's a pet tip that's a breath of fresh air. Air-dried pet foods are made to be highly nutritious. This one is 96% pure meat and organs, gently air-dried to lock in the nutrients. Right, Elsa? So it has the nutrition of raw food, but it's as easy to serve as dry food. There's no freezer, no fridge, and voila, no mess. No matter where you are, feeding healthy can be easy. This pet tip was brought to you by Zeal Canada, Canadian-made, gently air-dried pet food for the nutrition of raw with the simplicity of dry. Before we head back to our pet-friendly Aspen accommodations, there's one more destination we've been told we can't miss that has a local dog that's also hard to miss. Let's see what Moose and his pet parent Don are up to over at the local brewery.
I had just moved to Colorado, and a friend of mine called about this brewery that made great beer. And so I drove up here, met with the owners. They were kind of tired and ready to move on. And I said, what are you, crazy? Yeah. So here I am. I'd never been to Aspen before in my life. Just said, between making great beers in a great location like this, what could be better?
You may not see him right now, but there is a giant dog.
All right, so this little tiny mutt over here, this is the Moose. Pretty traditional with breweries that you have a brewery dog. And so some breweries, before they can have a meeting, actually require that there has to be a dog present or the meeting cannot begin.
I like that.
So Moose is present, we're okay. Here at Aspen, even though we have this reputation for incredible money, we want to make it a place anybody can enjoy.
All right, well, to Moose of Aspen.
Cheers.
And the Aspen Tap. So after a full day on the mountain with the Avi dogs along the snowy pet-friendly trails, a one-of-a-kind shelter, a cute little pet shop, and perfectly located pet-friendly accommodations in the heart of the action, it's easy to say Aspen, Colorado is a pet-friendly paradise that truly loves their furry friends. This pet tip is brought to you by Walkabout Pet Exotic Proteins, healthy alternatives to the same old thing. For a happy, healthy pet, try walking on the wild side. Suppose you had to eat the same old thing every day. It's pretty boring, huh? So, how do you think your dog feels? Try a healthy alternative that's definitely not boring. This one's a canine exotic. Made with exotic meat protein plus fresh fruits and vegetables with a hearty crunch. Wild boar is higher in protein than beef, chicken, and pork to support muscular health, a healthy coat, and skin. And has a taste that'll drive them wild. So take your dog walking on the wild side and be ready for your next adventure. This pet tip was brought to you by Walkabout Pet Exotic Proteins, healthy alternatives to the same old thing. For a happy, healthy pet, try walking on the wild side. The walls of Austin, Texas truly paint the story of what this city is. The personality of its people, their eclectic lifestyle, and of course, love for their pets. Here, over 120 local dogs and their pet parent handlers volunteer to help an organization called Divine Canines that serves over 100 organizations in the Central Texas area. The Divine Canines themselves are ordinary dogs, like yours and mine, except they do extraordinary things. Time to meet a few of these amazing dogs of Austin, beginning with a fashionable little Instagram influencer named Caxon and his proud parent Edward, who were our guides for this Austin exploration.
Caxon's got a unique name. So he was named after the local news station KXAN. So he was actually found almost 10 years ago behind their alley. They opened the back newsroom door and there he was in the alley. So they brought him in. He was microchipped. So we took him to the shelter, found his owners. They decided they didn't want him anymore.
Oh.
We adopted him, took him into training, and they turned him into the local news station mascot, and now he's a therapy dog, one of the top 3 dogs in 2019 for therapy dogs in the nation.
So off we went to explore a few parks and waterways in the Austin area, beginning with Zilker Park, a huge green space right in the middle of town. And today, it was a playground for a couple of divine canines known as Scotch and Whiskey, and their ball-throwing buddy, Mike.
Scotch is actually the 4th dog that I've had in the program, so we've literally been on thousands of visits over the years with all my dogs, and it's incredibly rewarding.
Well, I am blown away by this location.
Zilker Park is huge. This is really, kind of one of our crown jewels, and I know that you've heard of Austin City Limits Festival. It happens right here. And to have this massive amount of space downtown is huge, and you can see tons of dog lovers out here as well.
Zilker is one of 6 off-leash parks in Austin, and we're not talking just dog parks, but actual parks with acres of green space. There's also Lady Bird Lake, where dogs can swim or maybe do a little stand-up paddleboarding. At Lady Bird Lake, I met Allison from Visit Austin and her water-loving dog, Simon.
The lake perfectly dissects our downtown, and so that's why I love launching off at this point really close to the Congress Bridge, because the Austin skyline serves as the backdrop and it's just spectacular views. It also makes for a good photo opportunity with your dog.
And you gotta have good balance. Simon likes activity.
Yes, he's chomping at the bit to get in the water.
He's like, I got my life jacket on, let's get in Lady Bird Lake.
It's very easy to live a fun, happy life in Austin with your dog because they really are welcome everywhere.
Another unique place where dogs can run around while their folks unwind is the Yard Bar.
We walk in, we were greeted by Merle and other dogs. It was so much fun.
Yes.
I thought Merle was your dog. It's just another dog here.
It's just another dog here. Whenever you show up, there is always some new dog ready to greet you. When I was younger and I had a dog that I would take to Zilker Park, all the people were hanging out, all the dogs were hanging out. I was always compromising my need to go to happy hour with my dog's need to socialize and get exercise.
Yeah.
And so
that's enough. I got to go to happy hour now. Yeah.
Right.
And this isn't just a yard. This is a big yard.
The most important thing for me about finding the right space for this concept was that I wanted it to be big enough for you to be able to throw a ball for your dog, right?
Yeah,
so the entire experience for the guest is outdoors, and then we have a full bar that opens directly up into the park, so it's really easy for you to get a drink and still be hanging out with your dog. The environment creates that space for people to just relax and have fun.
I love it. I love it.
This pet tip is brought to you by Flingers, the ultimate fetch toy. Fun to chase, easy to use, healthy, interactive play.
If chasing the ball is your dog's favorite thing, but throwing the ball over and over isn't your favorite thing, well, here's a pet tip. Now, while there are many ball throwing devices out there, this one is super easy and super fun for both of you. First of all, the ball isn't a tennis ball. Its tough poly construction floats on water. It has slots to hide treats, so your dog can play with the ball alone. And it even whistles when you throw it to engage your dog. Check this out. And more good news, you don't have to bend over to pick up the ball. Just slide the launcher into the ball and throw. Well, it looks like we're gonna be doing this for a while. This pet tip was brought to you by Flingers, the ultimate fetch toy. Fun to chase, easy to use, healthy, interactive play. Our next amazing Austin dog is known as Snoop. Snoop is another proud example of Austin's extraordinary dog community. He happily works with his mom, Nicole, a yoga instructor at Austin Doga, where they teach students to experience the profound connection between you and your dog through the power of yoga.
Dogs are so special to me, and yoga is so calming and peaceful for me. So I decided to combine the two together. And so Doga is a way for us to intentionally kind of connect with the way that our dogs light us up, the joy that they bring to us, even the humor that they bring to us.
You are very well educated in this field.
Yes, so I'm also a psychotherapist, and my specialty is helping people with anxiety and depression and even grief.
As a Doga instructor, Snoop works in sessions with Nicole and helps introduce newcomers to an experience that they may wish to try out before bringing their own dog. And that's just what I did.
As you inhale and let your belly and your ribs and your chest fill up with air, you also let it fill up with this happiness and joy and positive regard that you have for dogs.
So a lot of times they do start to just kind of lay down and become calm during the practice.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot, and I really am going to take some of this home. Not Snoop. I want to.
Yes.
I want to.
One of Caxton's favorite places for a staycation is located in the heart of downtown Austin, and it was here where Caxton introduced us to the Westin's GM, and then took us on a tour exploring some of his favorite hotel amenities and guest room perks.
We're right in the heart of downtown, in the live music capital of the world. Pets are part of the family, and people want to be able to take their pets with them when they go have an experience and travel. And so for us, it's critical to make sure that we are inviting for not just our human guests, but our pets as well. Every dog is greeted with a treat. Part of the Westin brand is to have the heavenly bed for our human guests, but we also have the heavenly dog bed as well. And so it's arguably one of the most comfortable dog beds I've ever seen. Beyond that, we have Westin branded dog bowls for food and water.
And after a short cat nap, this dog decided it was time to potty like a rock star on the Westin's outdoor patio.
That's right, and it's potty, P-A-W-T-Y, to make sure that they know that it's for them and their dogs as well.
And there is a special time known as Yappy Hour.
Yeah, so Yappy Hour is right here on the patio at Stella San Jack. It's every day from 3 to 5, where guests can bring their dogs with them and sit out on the patio on a beautiful day like today and have themselves a beverage and hang out with their best friend.
At the potty, Caxton hung out with some friends from Divine Canines, including Great Danes Echo and Tonka. Echo is deaf, but that doesn't stop her from helping others. She is actually a therapy dog. And look who else stopped by for the fun, Rabbi Cantor Marie Betcher, who does her part to help Austin's pet community in so many ways.
First of all, we're a no-kill city. So many people here are interested and involved in rescue, stopping puppy mills, helping the shelters. It's really an amazing place.
And tell me what you do specifically to help out.
I do blessing of the animals for the Austin Police Department, for the Cedar Park Police Department, and really spotlighting that they're not just canine officers, that they're creatures that God created and that we should love them, take care of them, and say blessings. I've always done blessing for animals.
It's a selfless commitment from the rabbi and other pet lovers in the community that makes it such a special destination for locals and visitors to this unique Texas town. This pet tip is brought to you by Noble Canine Food Bars, a complete balanced meal for everyday feeding or on the go. You're having a great adventure outdoors, and it's time to feed your dog. You're in a car, and it's time to feed your dog. Or you're at a restaurant, and it's time to feed your dog. What are you gonna do, pull out a big bag of dog food? I'm here with my friends Edward and Caxton with a pet tip. Now, while there are many ways to feed your furry friend, this way is a canine food bar you feed as a meal.
Convenient, lightweight, and nutrient dense, it's made with real, honest ingredients that are easy to digest. One bar has a full day's nutrition for a smaller dog and feed 2 bars for a larger dog. Or you can just break off a piece and feed it as a snack. Mealtime couldn't be easier. Just grab and go. This pet tip was brought to you by Noble Canine Food Bars, a complete balanced meal for everyday feeding or on the go. So when Caxton isn't partying with his Weston buddies or just enjoying the Austin vibe, he can sometimes be found helping his dad Edward at his local business.
So Mud Puppies is a full-service dog daycare, boarding, grooming, training facility. By giving back, we offer our services for free to nonprofits, whether it's boarding, grooming, training, utilizing our self-service dog wash. I personally was gifted by living my dream and being able to own a dog business, and so I want to make sure we give back to the community in that process.
Some people say Austin's unofficial motto is "Keep Austin Weird." Well, if weird means caring for pets and people, helping those in need, and having an open mind and heart, maybe we can all use a little weirdness in our lives. See you next time on Pets Welcome Here.